How much was the landing fees for Melbourne? What's the landing fee like? That was so cool. How much was the How much did it cost to land at Melbourne? How much were the landing fees? Must have cost him at least 2K. Thank you for all the feedback on my landing at Melbourne Airport video. Now, you clicked on this video to know how much the landing fees were, and I'm going to start with that. But stick around because I've also got some behind the scenes footage and a little bit of unseen footage that wasn't in the previous video. So if you want to watch that, stick around. But let's go straight to landing fees then. Here's the schedule from Melbourne Airport, the schedule of charges for anyone wanting to land and use any of the services at Melbourne Airport. You can see it's divided into regular public transport, RPT, and non-RPT. And section B in non-RPT, general aviation, that's what we are, fixed wing, general aviation. Column 2 there, it says it's $24, 6,510, or 24.6 per 1,000 kilograms. So you need to work out your max takeoff weight. Echo Yankee Zulus is 3,400 pounds, which in kilograms is really easy to work out. It's 1,542 kilograms or 1.542 tons. So 1.542 times the landing fee charge of $24.65 is a grand total landing fee of $38.01. Not bad, hey? Until you check the footnote, which actually follows there. You can see the little number 6, and you go down to the bottom and the note's number 6. Minimum charge, a minimum charge of $366.35.5 applies. Now, there are other charges as well. If you look at the column headings across, you've got things like airport passenger security and general airport security charge, passenger bag screening, parking charges per 15 minutes, check-in charges. I'm not going to have to pay any of those. I didn't use any of those airport services, but if you do fly into an airport and you do park the aircraft and you need handling, you need security, if you do have passengers, then expect to pay additional charges on top of that. But to answer the question, how much is it going to be to land at Melbourne Airport? I haven't actually got the invoice yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be $366.35.5. It's not cheap, I get that. Was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it. It's a once in a lifetime thing to do. But if you're planning to do something similar yourselves, then just, expect to pay around the same sort of amount. But obviously check with air traffic control and air services before you fly in, just to make sure that that's still relevant for yourselves, because those charges do change. The second most popular thing I was asked is, how did I get permission to do this? One of my favorite comments here is this even legal? Well, yeah, I can assure you it is legal, and I did get permission from Air Services beforehand. What I basically did was, I do have a contact at Air Services Australia from the work I've done with them previously. I spoke to them about wanting to fly into Melbourne International Airport. They gave me another contact in approach control to speak to. I spoke to them. I was then given a contact in the tower to speak to plan it all out. Now, the way that you can do it is look inside things like URSA, as we have here in Australia, or anywhere else in the world. You're going to have an official document of airport information, and there's usually a number in there, and that's where you start. Find that number, call ahead, tell them what you want to do, and just ask them, first of all, is it possible? And secondly, what are the likely procedures that you're likely to encounter if you want to fly in there? Another question that came up a few times, next up, Sydney, maybe? Well, it's an interesting question because, of course, the opportunity to land at Sydney Airport would be amazing. It's a longer trip from here. It's about 2.5 hours from Melbourne up to Sydney, but I have done it many times before into Bankstown Airport, not Sydney International Airport. Am I planning to do it? No actual plans right now. Would I like to do it? Hell yeah, of course I would. There's no restrictions of travel between the states of Victoria and New South Wales at the moment, so technically I can, but it's just whether I'm actually going to go ahead and do it. No plans right now, but watch this space. The other question you guys like asking a lot, not just on this video, but on many of the ones that I do, is the gear and the camera setup that I have. So I did record a piece before flying that flight on what cameras I was using and where they were positioned on the aircraft. I didn't actually use it in the final video. I didn't think it was relevant to the story, but because a few of you have been asking. Cameras are obviously really important for this, so I've got as many cameras bolted to the aircraft as I can for this flight. The GoPro Max 360 obviously sitting here on top, so we can get those 360 shots. I got another GoPro Hero, the Hero 5, that's sitting here underneath the wing, which I've angled a little bit further forward as well, because normally it captures like the main gear and the front nose wheel, but what I want to do is capture a bit more of a forward view when we're flying, hopefully over the top of Tullamarine Airport, to try and get those shots of maybe some planes on the ground and see what's happening down on the ground. Then inside the aircraft, I've got my GoPro That's here on the window so I can get some views in the cockpit, and then there's the overhead one which is pointing forward to give you those forward facing views as well. So 4 cameras. Oh, and this one as well, of course, this one that I'm holding right now. The clearance that I got out of Melbourne International flying back to Moorabbin, it was a VFR flight, like I said in the original video, but I actually edited out the clearance because I didn't think it was that relevant to the story. But I know that a lot of you like hearing the air traffic control calls and are interested in this side of aviation. So here's the clearance that I got from Melbourne Tower as I was lined up, ready to fly back home to Moorabbin.
And Echo Yankee Zulu on holding point Kilo is ready for VFR departure. If we can get 1,500 to Station Pier, that'd be great, thank you.
Echo Yankee Zulu, cleared Moorabbin via Essendon, climb to 1,500, squawk 3437.
Cleared Moorabbin via Essendon, 1,500, 3437, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu, line up runway 34 and wait.
Line up and wait, 34, Echo Yankee Zulu. Lining up on the big 34, Melbourne's International runway 34. I've said that so many times, I'm still excited. I'm going to be excited for weeks, let's be honest. Oh, what you doing, Steph? Oh, nothing, just lining up on runway 34 at Melbourne International Airport.
Echo Yankee Zulu, runway 34, cleared for takeoff, make right turn.
Runway 34, clear takeoff, right turn, Echo Yankee Zulu.
It really was one of the greatest aviation experiences of my life, I reckon. I mean, I've flown into some pretty cool places, but landing at your hometown international airport was a very special experience, and it was really special to share it with you as well. So thank you to everyone who watched, liked, commented, shared it with your friends. To see a video doing that well on a little channel like mine is huge. It means a lot to me, so thank you so much. Let me know in the comments if you have any other follow-on questions. I really want to help you achieve these sorts of things yourself. Otherwise, thanks as always for watching. I'll see you in the next video.